Hi y'all, Carrie D here. Welcome to the Coffee with Carrie Homeschool podcast. Join me every Thursday for some much needed encouragement, coffee, and conversation. It's my prayer that this podcast will help you homeschool one step at a time, one day at a time, and one cup of coffee at a time. If you're blessed each week by my podcast, make sure you check out my book, Just Breathe and Take a Sip of Coffee, Homeschool Simply and Enjoyably, and my latest book coming out January 2026, A Home Education Handbook. 9 questions to ask for simple and balanced home-based learning. And if you have a teen, make sure you get your hands on my book, Homeschool High School, a handbook for Christian education. Then, share our podcast with some of your homeschooling friends who might need a little encouragement this week. Even better, let's get together for a coffee date. I meet with moms all over the world to help them tailor their home education to meet their needs, their budgets, and their homeschooling style. You can find me at my website, coffeewithcarrie.org, or on Instagram at coffeewithcarrieconsultant. So stick around, pour yourself a cup of coffee, put your feet up, and take a little coffee break with me. Let's get started. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Coffee with Carrie Homeschool podcast. This week's episode is extra special because I've got a huge announcement and some really exciting news to share with you. There's way too much exciting information to fit into an email. I'm sending that out too, but I'm giving you all the juicy details in this podcast. I just had to tell you all about it in person. Okay, Francesca and I actually hinted at it last week a little bit during our conversation about literary wanderlust and traveling the world figuratively and literally through books. So, first of all, let me give you a little backstory first. My husband Mike absolutely loves to travel. He's the king of planning family trips. He'll spend hours researching destinations, figuring out the best way to get there, and then lining up some really cool things for us to do and see once we're there. It's definitely one of his gifts. Now, at homeschool conventions, Mike lights up when he's talking to parents, especially dads, about the joys of being a homeschool dad and planning these educational family trips. Now, every summer, Mike would ask me what the kids and I were planning on learning about in the next school year. Then he'd spend weeks mapping out field trips and mini vacations and big family adventures that tied into what we were learning about. Now, one year when we were learning about the American colonies and the Revolutionary War, he planned this amazing trip to Boston and the surrounding area for us. When we dove deep into U.S. government, he took us to Washington, D.C. for a trip I will never forget. Now, for my daughter's senior trip, he planned a special father-daughter adventure to Greece after Francesca spent the year immersed in ancient literature and ancient history. Another time, when we were studying the classical music era, he organized a trip to Austria with his brother and nieces. Now, unfortunately, Joe and I could make it last minute, but Mike and Francesca had an incredible time. He's planned trips up and down the California coast for our state history studies, journeys down south for the Civil War studies, and visits to amazing national parks for hands-on nature studies. Whenever parents at conventions tell him that they want to homeschool so that they can travel more flexibly with their kids, Mike gets fired up and shares all of his best tips. Now, after our daughter went on a 2.5-week trip to England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland with WorldStrides while she was in high school, Mike was completely hooked. He started organizing international trips for the teens and homeschool families in our co-op through the WorldStrides organization. The first one that he co-led was to Costa Rica. Our daughter even got to go as a chaperone that year and earned college credit while she was there. Next came an unforgettable trip he planned to Iceland. I think this one might be his favorite so far. Several teens who went on that trip earned high school credit, and most recently, he led a group to England and the south of France. Well, Mike is at it again, and this time I'm coming along for the ride. Here's the big announcement. Coffee with Carrie is heading to Costa Rica in 2027, and we would love for you and your family to join us. Now, in partnership with WorldStrides, Mike has curated an unforgettable 8-day educational adventure through one of the most biodiverse countries on the planet, beautiful Costa Rica. As retired homeschooling parents, we've used travel as a major part of our home education, so we know exactly what homeschool families are looking for. This trip is designed specifically for homeschool families with students in grades 6 through college. It's an immersive blend of travel and nature study, y'all. Oh my gosh, the amount of nature studies you're going to get to do on this trip. Cultural exploration, geography, ecology, Spanish language practice if you're learning Spanish, the food, oh my goodness, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, and the adventure, all rolled into one incredible learning experience. Now, because the days are very active, that's how my husband rolls, the minimum age is 11 to 12 years old. This isn't a relax on the beach for a few days kind of a trip. We will be going to the beach, but we won't be relaxing and sunbathing for days at a time. But if you love diving into new cultures, exploring as much as possible, and making memories, you're going to love the Coffee with Carrie Costa Rica Culture and Nature Study Adventure. Now, in past trips that Mike has organized, whole families have traveled together. Dads have taken older kids while the moms stayed home with the younger kids, and moms have taken special one-on-one trips with either their son or their daughter. It's a family trip, so even teens need to travel with at least one parent, or a special auntie, or a grandma, which Mike has done before in the past too. The focus on this trip is on experiencing a different culture, exploring the great outdoors, nature study, fitness, y'all, you're going to get your steps in, meeting other homeschool families, can someone say the socialization word, and building friendships. It's also a fantastic opportunity to practice your conversational Spanish. I'm thrilled about everything that we have planned for you. Now, this is an all-inclusive trip. Y'all, that means your airfare round trip, all the hotels, all the ground transportation in Costa Rica, and all your meals are covered. You literally just need your passport and a suitcase full of clothes. Now, okay, this is a side note. For those of you who hate to fly like I do, one of the best parts is the flight time to Costa Rica. Now, from the West Coast where I am, it's only about 6 hours in the air. From the south, it's only around 4 hours. And even if you're coming from the northeast, it's still a little under 6 hours. Y'all, this is way easier than a 10 to 12-hour flight across the pond. Whether you love flying or you dread it, this trip is totally doable no matter where you live in the U.S. Now, WorldStride will arrange your flights from your nearest airport to the capital of Costa Rica, San Jose. Mike and I will meet you along with the rest of the group at Juan Santa Maria International Airport. From there, we'll start exploring the capital, enjoy a delicious welcome dinner together, and then settle into one of our 4-star hotels. Okay, then on day 2, this is where we get going. This day is full of volcanoes, hot springs, and yes, coffee. We'll head to the stunning Arnold region and kick things off the Coffee with Carrie way with a tour of a coffee plantation. You'll love how Costa Rica's unique geography and volcanic soil create some of the world's best coffee. Plus, it's a fantastic ecology lesson for your kids. Now, when my daughter went to Costa Rica the last time, she said not only was the plantation tour extremely informative, but it was one of the best cups of coffee she ever had. Now, we will have several trip sponsors and Coffee with Carrie partners, and one of them is one of my favorite coffee brands. When you register for the trip, your family will receive a goodie bag filled with items that will prepare you for the trip. One of the gifts in the goodie bag is a pound of one of my favorite coffee brands. You will receive a discount code for a buy one, get one free pound. Then, after our coffee plantation tour, we'll unwind in a natural hot spring heated by volcanic activity. It's the perfect, gentle start to our Costa Rican adventure. Then on day 3, we hit the ground running. Hiking boots on, nature journals in hand. We're going to explore the Arnell Volcano National Park during the day and take a guided night walk at night. Now, in between that, you'll have the chance to go ziplining through the rainforest canopy. We'll finish the day by visiting a local Costa Rican school for some cultural exchange and some Spanish practice. Then day 4 might be my favorite. It's a hands-on Costa Rican cooking experience. We're going to prepare authentic local dishes together and enjoy the results. Now, if you've enjoyed my cook and chat reels on TikTok and Instagram, you'll love this opportunity to step into a Costa Rican kitchen and experience the culture through food. As someone who loves cooking and gathering around the table, I can't wait to learn, cook, and share this experience with all of you as we savor traditional recipes and create lasting memories together. Now, one of our trip sponsors and Coffee with Carrie partner is Eat to Explore. One of the gifts you're going to get in the goodie bag is a 15% discount code on an Eat to Explore kit. All of their kits are delicious, but I personally love the South American cooking kits. Now, on day 5, we walk into the clouds, literally. We're going to explore the magical Mount Verde Cloud Forest Reserve. Then head down to the beautiful Pacific coast and settle into Manuel Antonio Beach area. I can't wait for those sandy beaches. Then day 6 is nature study by the sea at the Manuel Antonio National Park. We're going to search for sloths, howler monkeys, toucans, sea turtles, and more while soaking in one of Costa Rica's most beautiful national parks. Now for this day, your water shoes are recommended. Just when you think it can't get any better, Mike and WorldStrides have planned the perfect way to conclude our adventure. We're going to participate in a traditional Costa Rican cultural activities, including ox cart painting, yes, you heard that, artisan crafts, folklore, music, and even dance. While we're painting our own ox cart paintings, there's going to be contests to participate in, games to play, and dances to learn. Costa Rican folklore dancers are going to teach us the El Torito as well as other traditional dances. Then, as we eat our final dinner together, we'll have time to relax and watch the pros perform. Then on day 8, after breakfast, we'll head home, carrying new friendships, full nature journals, handmade souvenirs, incredible memories, and a deeper appreciation for Costa Rica's beauty, culture, and wildlife. And boy, are you going to see a bunch of awesome wildlife. Did I mention this is an all-inclusive trip? Everything I just mentioned is included in the registration price. Oh, and throughout our Costa Rican adventure, I'm going to be hosting relaxed evening chats on selected evenings after the day's adventures have wrapped up. They're optional, they're low-key, wind-down moments designed just for the homeschooling moms. It's going to be a chance for us to sit back, reflect, and pick up practical ideas while the kids are settled in for the night. In these informal, optional evening chats, I'm going to share helpful tips and guidance on topics such as nature studies and literature-based learning and creative ways to turn the real-world adventures we're having into high school and even college credit, plus a few more ideas. The best part? These evening chats and homeschool tips by me are included in the cost of the trip. And yes, your teens can earn high school credit for this trip. And if your college-age student is coming, he or she can also earn college credit as well. Now, there's a few extra assignments that they need to complete after the trip, but once they're done and submitted, they can get high school or college credit for it. I know. High school or college credit for exploring a beautiful place while eating delicious food? Sign me up. Okay, we would love for you to join us. Now, our group can extend up to 40 participants, so there's plenty of room for you and your family. Now, here's the kicker. The more participants we have, the more we can personalize our trip. Now, when Mike went to Iceland, the size of the group was just right that every now and then when they pass by a different cultural activity or their version of food trucks along the way, he could talk to the bus driver and the bus driver would pull over, and for a couple of minutes or an extra half hour or a couple of hours, they would sit down and try out that food or check out that activity even though it wasn't on the day's agenda. However, the more participants we have, the more we can personalize our trip. Now, we encourage families to attend together or make it a special dad-daughter week or a special mom-son week or a parent-child adventure. Now, due to the length of the trip and the adventure-filled days, you heard all the awesome things we're going to be doing. We do require that participants be at least 11 years old. Okay, So how much does this all-inclusive, unforgettable 8-day educational journey cost? I feel like one of those advertisers. And there's more. But anyway, students who are 22 and under and, at least 11 years old, y'all, it's only $3,600 per traveler with the Welcome Scholarship and if you take advantage of the early bird registration discount. Now, for the parents and adult children who might be coming, who are 23 years or older, it's just a little over $4,000. Now, the rooms are 2 to 4 person occupancy, so families will be able to room together. And if your family's larger than 4, or you're coming with just one child, you can upgrade to a private twin room for an additional cost. Now, if your family qualifies, you can also apply for WorldStrides Flag Scholarship. If you qualify, you can get a scholarship up to $600 for the trip. And also, if you receive, say, ESA funds, like if you live in Arizona or Utah, or you receive PEP funds, like in Florida, or TEFA funds in Texas, or you're in a charter school, like in California, Alaska, or Pennsylvania, or even in Idaho with the Empowering Parents program or something similar in your state, then check to see if WorldStrides is a vendor or an approved service and experience provider. If so, you might be able to use some of your funding to pay for some of this trip. Now, if WorldStride is not an approved vendor, then make a request. They might be approved before your final payment is due. And of course, there's going to be several payment options and payment plans available. Y'all, I'm beyond excited. Head over to coffeewithcarrie.org and click on the Costa Rica trip tab for all of the details, the registration links, the early bird codes, and Mike's email in case you have specific questions. Okay, here's a little side note again. For my introverts out there like me, the thought of spending 8 days with other families I have not met yet can be a little daunting. But don't worry. My extroverted husband will have several Zoom meetings before our June trip. One will be an informational meeting where you can ask all of your questions, including the most important ones, right? What are we eating? Where are we sleeping? And how much will this cost? Or how can I pay for the trip? Then there's going to be another Zoom meeting to meet our WorldStride guide that will be with us during the 8 days. Then Mike will have a few fun get-to-know-you Zoom meetings so the parents and the kids and the teens can meet each other before we actually arrive in San Jose in June. And I will also have at least one Zoom meeting just for the moms. I'm going to be sharing some fun, engaging activities that you can do and books you can read with your family to prepare them for the trip. Consider it a little Costa Rica mini unit. All right, y'all. I hope you are as excited about this trip as I am. Remember, go to coffeewithcarrie.org for all of the information, the details, the links, set up a phone conversation with Mike, get his email. Y'all, whatever questions you have, just throw them out at us. Mike will be more than happy to answer them for you because he's been on this trip in particular and on many, many other trips with WorldStrides. I just really hope you guys can join us for our Costa Rica cultural and nature study adventure. Hasta la vista. See you soon.